Hello, Winkenbach Fantasy Union. It's episode 53, week 2 of the playoffs. We have 2 games to talk through with you. But first, as always, Victor is going to talk about the recent activity. I haven't even looked to see if there is any.
Yeah, it was just me and Chris. Um, $0 bids. I think Chris only has $2 anyway. The only thing is, Chris took a kicker that I wanted because mine has COVID right now, or COVID protocol right now. But other than that, I'm the only person. Uh, all the remaining teams, y'all all have a top three tight end, and I'm the only odd man out. I think I've only averaged like 4 points that position all year. So one, two, and three tight ends are in there, and I'm the only one who put in
I
anything.
worked my I worked my ass off to get top tight ends.
I bet you
Freaking
did.
trading everybody left and right to end up with a top tight end. I had Kittle forever, and then he got freaking hurt. So
Yeah, I bet you did work for that tight end. I think it was just, hey, you want him? Yeah.
hey, I facilitated a deal. That's all I did here.
Yeah,
I did get Michael Gallup in that deal too. I'd like to bring that back up.
yeah.
Well, the matchups this week is this guy versus that guy, and Straight Cash Homie versus Jerry's Boys. Bunch of really good teams. Takes a little bit of luck this time of year to win fantasy playoff games, and particularly to win a fantasy championship. But we got 4 people that are still trying to do it. I am luckily still one of them for probably this week only. It's just the way it works for me.
Mm.
And then we'll probably get Chris Powell in the championship for like the 9th time. So, but with that being said, let's go ahead and get on to it. Straight Cash Homie against Jerry's Boys. Victor, what do you think?
I think it's wake up, rinse and repeat. Jerry's boy's going to win.
Oh
Um,
man,
it's crazy. He's not going to get Christian McCaffrey back. Not that he needed him. I don't think he returns all year, but uh, he's just got a lot. I don't know. He just wins. It's the only thing he knows how to do. Favorable matchups: Lamar Jackson, Jacksonville. Will they need him? I'm not really sure. Travis Kelsey. Uh,
is he gonna get the same thing out of Jonathan Taylor this week that he got last week?
no, I don't think he's going to get the same thing. Uh,
Gonna get the
and
same thing out of T.Y. Hilton this week that he got last week?
yeah, T.Y. Hilton is going to continue doing well. I think it's just because it's Houston. Every Houston, I think, for the last 3 years, he's scored a touchdown or had 100 yards, like 6 catches. I think for the
Yeah.
past 3 years. So,
I mean, I feel
but the
like
Jonathan,
you can look at both of those teams, and I could say I don't trust T.Y. Hilton. He's played well of late, but I mean, at what point does he turn back into T.Y. Hilton? Beginning of the year, Jonathan Taylor played really well. He's putting a lot of eggs in that Indianapolis Houston game basket, particularly for this week. I mean, running 2 guys out there, he needs Indy to score another 40 points like they did last week, realistically. But at the same time, do you trust Melvin Gordon? I
no,
mean, do you trust Cam Akers? He's playing the Jets, so it's a good gamble.
yeah, I think that's the same thing as the Jonathan Taylor. Even with you, if you wanted to gamble Naeem Hines, it's still a
Yeah,
favorable matchup.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
thought
you're
about it.
probably not going to do it, but that's
Right.
it's not crazy to think that Naeem Hines could do what Jonathan Taylor spelling for a series, and he's just because the Houston defense is so bad against the run. Um, I think it's a probability. Michael Thomas, I don't think Drew Brees comes back this week, so I think he's kind of being that boomer bust type of wide receiver. Cam Akers, everyone loves him this week, but we know the history with the running backs. I mean,
Yeah.
that could have just been like that type of game plan was just specifically designed for Cam Akers, and this week it's more of a thumper of a Brown or one of those kids, Henderson. So I think it's going to be more favorable for Jerry's boys this week,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I mean it's tough for me to argue against that. I'm going to try, but I think at the end of the day, I'm taking Jerry's boys to win this. Obviously, Mark's got Dalvin Cook going. Do you trust Melvin Gordon against Buffalo? I really wish that the game was in Buffalo and it was awful weather, so they would just have to feed Melvin Gordon. I mean, in a weird way, that would be a big benefit. Michael Thomas, like you said, probably not getting Drew Brees back. Playing Kansas City though, so there's a chance that that turns into a we've got to throw, and Michael Thomas is the best option that most teams would have, particularly in New Orleans. So um, it's tough. I mean, I see Jerry's boys pulling this out, but crazier things have happened. Like I said, it takes a little bit of luck, but I just think consistency wise, it's really, really, really hard to argue against Chris Powell. It's like
Yeah,
we should just not let him play in the season. Just put him in the championship game and see if somebody can beat him for 1 week.
yeah. And I did one of those polls, which and I put their teams side by side. And right now, last time I checked, it was dead even, 50-50. Um, so, but I still think Jerry's Boys gets it,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yep, I'm with you. Well, on to the genitals versus the franchise. I'll tell you why I would like to think I have a shot in this game. And I'd like to tell you why I don't think I have a shot in this game. Kyler Murray's playing Philadelphia. Does Philadelphia show up from last week? Does Kyler Murray show up from 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? Where's Kyler Murray gone? I like what I've got in the wide receiver position. I've got Edwards-Helaire in the flex right now. Like you said, Naheem Hines. I was a little back and forth on Devontae Parker, Naheem Hines, Edwards-Helaire. As of late, Edwards-Helaire hasn't been just great, lighting the world on fire. Um, I'd like to hope that he gets back on track this week. I feel pretty good about Chubb. I feel okay about DeAndre Swift. Believe it or not, I actually like Allen Robinson and AJ Brown. So I like what I've got going on. But at the end of the day, for me, I look at your team and I see Aaron Jones, I see J.K. Dobbins, I see Devontae Adams, Alvin Kamara, and I see a lot of guys that are probably going to get you to the 115, 125 point range. So
That's where
I,
I had mine in your game at.
I
I got
feel
100.
like I feel like I've got to get to 130 realistically to think that I have a chance to win, and that's where I see it.
Yeah. Well, as much as you look at my team, I look at your team the same way. But and in context, what I said about the other guys, I put my near two teams up there, and I think I was winning like 6-0 in my favor. It means nothing, but just like people, if they had to choose, um,
Yeah.
my team. If you look at the times that they play, I have my quarterback going on Thursday, my running back Jones and Adams going on Saturday, my defense going on Saturday. So, which I don't like at all. Just because I don't like all my players spread out like that, my points spread out like that. J.K. Dobbins, 11 carries. He's still leading the backfield for the Baltimore Ravens, and so far it's just been him and Edwards. But it's just been lucky getting those touchdowns, cheap touchdowns for him. Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel's out for the year. I hope they keep Mullins in because that seems to be his go-to guy, and Brandon Ayuk is second out of the rookie wide receivers, only 4 points behind Justin Jefferson in a points per game basis. So I think that they're talking about him being a league winner. So I hope that is true. Sucks that I don't get Drew Brees back for Alvin Kamara, but here lately they've been showing that they need to put the ball in the best player's hands, obviously. And then I look at your team. Matthew Stafford probably isn't going to play. So I'm hoping they just crowd the line of scrimmage, contain DeAndre Swift, even though Tennessee defensive line is one of the worst in the league. TJ Hawkinson, he could get peppered with targets, which kind of scares me because instead of that downfield catching that he gets from Stafford, um, he can probably make that up. So I think it's going to be a close game. Buckner in the dome, uh, what should be a very highly contested game. And I think Kansas City gets on the other side of their own 50 majority of the time. And I think that it's going to be a track meet because Tyreek killing them on turf. So you got a lot going for you. What I do like is
Believe it or not, I've really struggled about Harrison Butker or Jason Sanders this week. I've switched those guys. I don't know if you've seen me switch those guys, but I've switched those guys multiple times, and I can't decide. I think I'm going with Butker in the dome at New Orleans, um, but it's a decision for me. Which at this point in the year, if it's almost one of those situations where if you don't set that, if you leave 10 points on the bench, you're probably going to lose. I mean, it's just the way it is. And I think I'm probably going to be, like you said, you've got a bunch of guys going down early. I'm probably going to be down 60, 65 points before I have a single guy play football on Sunday. If I'm down by 50 or less, I really like my chances. If I'm down by 60 or more, it's going to be an uphill battle all the way for me on Sunday. So,
Yeah. If I don't get 20, at least 20 from Justin against Las Vegas, who just fired their defensive coordinator after their game, and then Devontae Adams, he's always been that blow up game. Well, every week he blows up, but he's always been like a 20 point, 30 point, 17 point, 35 points. Last
yeah,
week was his 20 points, so hopefully this week 30 points.
yeah.
Only commercials that I get.
Yeah, and then also in the other game, Mark Woods. Chris has got everybody going on Sunday, but I don't think he's going to be down nearly as much. I mean, if Melvin Gordon comes out Buffalo on Saturday and just shows out, might be something to keep up with and watch. And then Darren Waller plays on Thursday night. So really, outside of that, that game is mostly going to be decided on Sunday. But yeah, I see a steep uphill climb for my fantasy football team come Sunday about 12 o'clock. So
One of us is going to be here smiling, and the other one's going to be depressed at the
This
end of
one
the
is
show.
more kind of like roll by like
yeah,
that.
yeah. The other ones, I'm going to have a little. I don't want anybody to look at me like I've kicked my dog in the dirt the whole time. So
All snares.
But yeah,
well.
115 is
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think 100. I think it's a race between me and you to 130 points. It might not take quite that much, but if you get to 130, you should feel pretty good about it. If I get to 130, I feel pretty good about it. So,
I agree.
well, it's episode 53. Victor, last word.
Yeah, so greatness is never planned; it just happens. So,
Yeah.
that's what
Thank
I need to have.
you, Vince Lombardi. I appreciate that. All right. May the luckiest man win this week.
It is luck. It is luck.
Yep. That's all we got, boys. Good luck to me. I'm not going to say good luck to Chris because I don't think either one of us want to play Chris in the championship game.
No.
Good
And
luck,
that's why
Mark. Let's go, Mark.
they get to play each other, knock the other
Yeah,
person out, and then me and you's just lucky to be in the game next week.
yeah.
So
Pulling for you, Mark Woods. Hope you get that straight cash on me.
later, Mike.
All right, see you, Vic.